Welcome to RPG Book Club, the podcast where we play a little bit of a video game and talk about how it makes us feel. I'm Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I am Trish.
And today we will be continuing our coverage of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, playing until the shit show that is the end of Chapter 10. But before we get started, how's everyone's week?
I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Is it good?
How was it?
I mean, it was... I was gonna say it was slop, but that has a more specific meaning now. But, you know, it was junk food, and sometimes, you know, junk food is fine. You want to have some junk food. You just need to eat your vegetables, too. As we all know, Fox McCloud is in it. They made him really hot. This movie is going to create a lot of furries.
Hell yeah.
I saw it at Alamo Drafthouse. It was I went with a friend. It was a screening at night after... It was after the screenings that are labeled kid-friendly, so it was hopefully going to be not too rowdy. And in the Alamo pre-show thing, they had a clip of Saturday Supercade, which is apparently the first animated Mario appearance. And during that, a kid shouted, "Why does DK look like that?" And I'm putting an image for y'all to see. That's what DK looks like. I'm surprised he took issue with that rather than Mario. Mario is more off-model from his current design, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then the kid was quiet the whole movie. I don't know if their guardian successfully scolded them, or if the guardian was like, okay, if we're going to be that way, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
But I didn't... It was a pleasant movie-going experience.
That's delightful.
And
to be fair to that kid, why does he look like that, though?
Yeah, it's a fair question.
The funniest thing about that Mario in specific is they very recently found out that they made plushies of it back in the day, and it's like the oldest known Mario plushie, and it does not look like Mario at all, and it's great. I'll have to see if I can find a picture.
The movie, I would say, in general, is about as good as the first one, but has some improvements. For instance, the first movie had terrible use of licensed music. None of that in this movie, so that's good.
Nice.
And Bowser Jr. was great. Benny Safdie did a great job, and Bowser Jr. was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's junk food, like I said.
I will probably watch it soon.
This plush looks like, I don't know.
It's a Jumpman plush from 1978, and technically Mario is the nicest thing I can say.
But the Donkey Kong arcade game came out in 1981.
But I don't know, because the tag on the back definitely says 1978.
It does.
So no idea. I'll have to research more.
Maybe they just found a plush of a mustache man with red overalls, and they were like, yeah, we can sell this as Mario, as Jumpman.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely came out in 1981 and not 1978. I have no idea where that would be from. Well, now I want to research the Donkey Kong arcade game. But how was your week, Twish? Twish.
I've had Twish. I had a really interesting week.
Let's not do this.
That just makes me want to do it more, though, Bernard.
No.
I won't, though. I won't, for the sake of our listeners.
This is not Trials of Mana. We can't do that. There's a main character who oohs the entire game.
Okay. So, like, I'm trying to remember actually the details of when we last recorded what, but so my parents visited for a week, and it was great. It was a lovely visit. They got to meet one of my partners who also came in for a visit, who they'd not met. So now met 2 of my 6 partners. They could have met a third, but my sweet my second nesting partner, Emma, is very struggling with depression right now and did not feel up for it, which is valid. But, you know, one day I hope they can collect them all and see all my partners. But yeah, it was a really good trip. I played a lot of Catan, because my parents were like, we want to play Catan, and I was like, I haven't played it in so long, and it reawoke the urge Like if my Switch was working, I would be playing against computers on the Switch version of that game, which is really buggy and shitty, by the way. But it let me play with the expansions for the first time, which was fun. And even then, I only played with one of them. So I really want to, I really want to buy the expansions and find people to play with in Meat Space again, because it's just I also want to get Seven Wonders. I haven't. My ex took that in the divorce. I don't know. I just miss playing board games with other human beings. Also, we went to a local Brazilian steakhouse. I discovered that it's the same sort of kind of thing as Fogo de Chao, which I've heard as a restaurant people talk about, but I didn't really know what their deal was. And holy shit, it rules. Having them just come out with the like it's a there's like a soup bar, salad bar sort of thing, but then the main thing is they come by your table and it's like, yeah, here's some meat on a skewer. You want some of this? And if you're like, yeah, I would like some of that, they just cut some for you right there. And I got to have like top sirloin and lamb.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. And I tried creme brulee for the first time. It was really great. It was just a really nice dinner. Oh wait, I forgot. There was one other thing. So, while this visit was really good in general, on Monday, I took my parents in a few hours before my shift, because I work an evening shift on Mondays, and I got so that way they got to meet a bunch of my coworkers, and that was cool. And it was a lovely little thing. And I also checked out a bunch of books because I was low on books and I needed to pick up. And I checked out 7 books. And I've gone through.
That's a lot of books.
3 of them so far. I've only actually read 1, 2 of them I started and then went, I don't want to read this actually. But still. But I checked out 7 books, and then after they left, because my dad got tired, so I had to go back to the hotel. I see out of the room window as they're going to head back to their car, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to have to lug around 7 books and find a place to stash all these books while I'm at work. I should run some of these out to them and just keep the ones I'll be reading immediately. So I go to try to do that. I don't think I should call my mom's cell phone and let her know to hang on a minute. I just think I'm going to run out there carrying 5 books. So inevitably, because it is me, I trip over absolutely nothing in the parking lot and eat shit. I scraped the hell out of my knee. One of my hands got a little rough, but no skin was broken, and my elbow on that arm was also slightly hurt. The only lasting thing so far has really just been is the knee. And actually, I say that also the ankle feels a little bit bad, but I haven't been to a doctor or anything about it. But it's like mostly fine as long as I don't bump my knee into anything, which of course I do sometimes, and it hurts a lot. Honestly, the worst part was how embarrassing it was, and that it ripped a big hole in the skirt I was wearing and the leggings underneath, which really sucked because I loved that skirt, and that was one of my last pairs of leggings. And now I need to find another skirt of that color to match so I can get that outfit back, because I really liked that outfit it was a part of. And I just need more leggings again. I need to shop for more leggings. So that really put a damper on stuff, but otherwise it was a really good visit. How about you, Sam? What have you been up?
Oh, well, one thing Sam has been up to is he discovered that 1978 is a trademark for E-Tone.
Yeah, the people who made the plush.
Yeah, and so I googled E-Tone Donkey Kong plushes, and I found some plushes of Donkey Kong, and why does DK look like that?
Why does DK look like that?
That is truly a generic monkey, like a generic gorilla ape sort of figure that they slapped the Donkey Kong name on because Donkey Kong was a popular brand.
I would agree with you, except that is literally the face that Donkey Kong has on the side of the box, like the arcade cabinet.
Okay.
So
right.
they did a little more. They probably did a plastic mold on a generic monkey that they had.
Also found this very good Cranky Kong plush.
That's a very, very good Cranky Kong plush.
We love Cranky.
I mean, technically, you just found 3 Cranky Kong plushes.
Oh, no.
Deep lore.
Deep lore.
The
Other
no,
than
but that's going to
research-
start the argument over whether Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong's father or grandfather, which you shouldn't think should be an argument, but it is, in fact, a protracted wiki argument because they've contradicted themselves. Hey, how's your week been going, man?
So it's been going pretty good. Me and Bernard recorded the next, because Moon came out today, so it'll be the next one that comes out for the JRPG canon, and it was for Atelier Marie, and it was really bad at first, but it was my fault, and then we played it again, and then it was really good, and
I would say it was also the game's fault.
Yeah, there's definitely some there's some choices they made that they definitely have fixed in later games, that's for sure. But
you did buy all those books without looking at how much they cost.
Yeah, that was definitely just I saw I had a boatload of money, and I saw that spinaches cost 10 cents, so I'm like, this will be great, and it was not great. But so after we finished recording, I was like, man, that was so good. I should start an Atelier game. So I got my Retroid Pocket, and I got Atelier Iris and Monokemia, the two Atelier games that are on the PS2, which you can play nicely. And I'm like, this will be great. I'm going to start playing them, have me an Atelier that I can take on the go. It'll be awesome. So I start playing Atelier Iris, and that's a normal-ass JRPG. They kind of forgot what made their games good during the PS2, and all 5 Atelier games on the PS2 are just JRPGs. There's like alchemy as a lore concept and slight bits of like crafting flavored like magic systems, but it's not an Atelier game, and
It's not the sauce.
It's not the sauce, and I like was so like giddy and like cuddling up in bed, like, all right, I'm going to play me some nice relaxing stuff to go to sleep. And Atelier Iris starts, and the video that it shows a girl that seems to be Iris that I was thinking at the time, and she's in some Atelier ass outfit, and she's jumping off of a cliff and doing anime opening video sort of things, and the video solely only focuses on her. So I'm like, this must be Atelier Iris. Atelier Iris does, or not Atelier, that's the place, but the alchemist Iris barely appears in this game. She is an ancient figure, and the male main character is like studying, trying to find out more about her. And the girl that we watched jump off the cliff and everything is just like a party member, but she was the focus of the video. I was like waiting for, okay, when's this guy getting out of the way? Because obviously the girl's going to be the important one, and it never happens because it's a JRPG. And it was the most like let down of vibes I was expecting in the entire world. I've heard the games are pretty good though. So if you want a JRPG, they're pretty good, but I wanted to be looking at alchemy menus.
Hey, do y'all want to see something you can spend $2,611.99 on?
Every day.
It?
Oh my god. I love it.
It's a King K. Rool plush that it says Donkey Kong King Rool plush retro talking friend, so maybe it talks, but
incredible.
It costs $2,611.99.
That's a lot of money.
Do you think that's not worth what you get?
Anyway, anything else happen, Sam?
So other than that, I had a pretty great week at work, followed by a really shitty day at work today because of stupid things. The project that I'm trying to get done with, the people who didn't touch it at all while I was on vacation, I'm trying to get them over the finish line, and they gave me a bunch of conflicting feedbacks of what they wanted the colors to be and the headers to be. So out of spite, I programmed customizable headers and customizable colors and customizable statuses so that they can figure that shit out, because I don't care. I'm not touching it anymore. And spite is a great motivator, but dealing with the need to require spite today was annoying, and I'm glad that today is over. Technically, I mean, something could go wrong during this recording and it go off the rails, but should be good for the rest of the day. Just like I'm sure that nothing bad will happen in Chapter 10 of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. But first, we have to cover several other chapters. So when we last left our heroine, she had stopped a digital shift, but wasn't able to save some people from getting eatered. Surely this is the only time that this will happen, and everything will be okay from now on. After a few unimportant side quests, Kyoko tells Totina that they have a special request from the local government, the one that controls the utilities under Nakano Broadway. Apparently, one of the workers there found a door that wouldn't open, but they heard weird noises coming from the other side, and they could cut through the door, but that would take forever and be expensive, and so they called the police, and Matayoshi was like, oh, I'll go make Kyoko do it because she likes tech stuff or whatever. So Totina leaves Nakano Broadway and gets on the bus so that she can go to Nakano Underpass, the basement of Nakano Broadway. And when she gets there, she sees the lock that won't open. She sees that it's an electrical lock, so she just has to connect jump, and she can't. She can't connect jump at all. She tries for what the text boxes say is, quote, 1 million years, and it's just not working. So Totina gets disappointed that it's not working, but then being disappointed makes her connect jump. Kyoko says that surely it can't be that we only jump if we're disappointed, and then she says a whole lot of stuff that was not translated well, but it's not important. And then Totina finishes the dungeon, unlocks the lock, and we get to open the door. When we open the door, the other side of it is a digital labyrinth. They say it's like a little bit of a labyrinth, which is a weird thing to say. I don't know what that means. There's a lot of things where I'm like, these are words, but you do you, Digimon. They're like, well, technically our case is done, but we're not going to not explore the labyrinth, so go explore the labyrinth. As she does so, she gets to the end of it, and the labyrinth ends at the edge of a government building, one that Kamishiro is using as a research lab, which means that Kamishiro is working with the government in some way, which is not surprising at all, but it is news. Kyoko doesn't want to go in and poke the bear directly, so instead we should walk in the door directly instead of their basement. So she sends us over to the Tokyo Metropolitan Office to scope it out. Inside, Totina finds a small digital wave signature coming from an ATM. So she jumps into it and takes us to one of our normal digital space dungeons. But instead of finding some weird Digimon guy at the end, we find an eater. So this digital wave was also a tiny digital shift. So there are 2 digital shifts emanating out of the Tokyo Metropolitan Office building, and that sounds like it's probably bad. But oh well. We'll get to that later. A few dumb quests later, we are called to Tower Records to investigate some weirdness going on. Some weird CD keeps showing up on all of the shelves, and it has wingdings on the cover and shitty music on the disc. And then Reiko Toa, who only gets named out of all of the NPCs in this entire game. She's one of the only ones that gets named, and it's just because her name sounds like Tower Records, and they want to say, this store is Tower Records, we just had to change the signs, and that's why her name is Reiko Toa, which is amazing. So she hires the agency to stay after hours to see who it is that keeps putting their mixtape among the other albums. So Totina and Reiko stay after, and at night, a digital shift opens up, and out walks a goddamn Edamon. Japanese Edamon is a Tingle-ass weirdo, and the English dub one is a Johnny Bravo-ass weirdo, but either way you read it, he's a weirdo. We chase him into the labyrinth, and we do a short little dungeon where we kick his butt and tell him to cut that shit out. But then Reiko was like, no, actually, don't cut that shit out. I really like your music, so I'll make an end cap at Tower Records so you're to show off your stuff so you don't have to mix it in. So the next chapter starts with a completely pointless side quest, and I'm not even going to go over it because it's stupid, and it's actually the second quest of the chapter that picks up. So Matayoshi brings in a client for us to help, and that client is Sakura's mom. Sakura has run away from home after watching Jimmykin's new music video. That's right. We're not done with Jimmykin yet. We have a little more to do.
Did you think you were free?
No, he canonically gets his account butt kicked later. I'm sure he's going to show back up. I don't actually remember if he does. I had completely repressed the memory of Jimmikin from my previous playthrough. I did not remember anything about him, so I have no idea if he actually comes back or not, but I wouldn't doubt it. He's a fucking cockroach. Anyways, his music video has subdermal messaging, and Jimmikin's splinter group of Zaxxon.
I'm sorry. Going by... Subdermal?
Yes. Nokia keeps calling it the wrong word.
You're right, I forgot.
I was doing the joke.
Okay, I forgot. I love Nokia so much. She's the best character in this fucking game.
She's so good. So Jimmikin's splinter group of Zaxxon now is officially going by the name The Demons, and they have recently had a huge crime spree, and they seem to have some sort of sponsor behind them who's interested in distracting the police and keeping them busy with weirdos and Kiss cosplay, so they can't be focusing on something important. Kyoko thinks that that's probably Kamishiro, and then she suddenly gets like super serious. She tells Sakura's mom that she should wait at home and be safe, that they'll take care of it. Actually, in fact, I'll drive you there to make sure you get home safe. So when Kyoko leaves, Mariyoshi tells Totina about the reason that the two of them are dead set on taking down Kamishiro. Kamishiro had Mariyoshi's partner, Kyoko's dad, murdered. They don't have proof, but they know that it happened, and they've been determined to see Kamishiro fall ever since. Totina runs into Nokia while investigating into the Jimmikin video, and Nokia offers to join Totina and help find Sakura. She also runs into Ryota, who just runs off into danger without waiting for Totina. Surely that won't suck for him. Totina and Nokia head into Kowloon to find Ryota and see if they can find something about Sakura, and they catch up with him a little too late because he gets his ass kicked by some demons hackers. So Totina's Digimon, along with Agumon and Gabumon, kick the hackers' butts, and they get the URL to the demons' hideout. Totina and Nokia head off, and when they get to the demon's hideout, all of the girls who've gone missing are like in a trance, just dancing along with Jimmikin's shit-ass songs. Totina and Nokia try to snap Sakura out of it, but it doesn't work, and then Jimmikin shows up to confront them. Nokia tells Jimmikin to stop with the salmonella messages in his videos and to let the girls go, but he speaks really annoyingly and in circles and basically just says no, so we have to kick his ass. After we kick his ass, Jimmikin is like, "When? Why does it have to end like this for me? Miss Rie was helping me in everything." Then they're like, "Wait, do you mean that Rie?" But before they can interrogate anymore, Yugo and Faye show up and they kick Jimmikin's ass some more, but like physically, like not with Digimon. Like Yuko just like kicks him while he's down. It's great. More of that, please.
Kill him.
They basically fucking kill him. They tell Totina to keep out of their business, but they do give them the location of where the girls were logging into Eden from, because remember, Eden isn't a real place. This is a video game. Even though Ryota got his ass kicked and Jimmikin got their ass kicked and the girls got kidnapped and taken here, but this is a video game. They're in the real world somewhere, so he tells us where to find them. After we debrief at the agency, we find out that because of some contrived bullshit reasons, Kamishiro can't be implicated in these crimes, but the important part is that the girls are safe. Nokia talks to Totina on the side and tells her that she's done sitting on the sidelines while other people are using their Digimon like tools. She's going to start her own hacker team dedicated to sharing the digital world with Digimon and humans both.
I really hope no other characters hear this and act like the biggest douchebags in the fucking world about it.
Surely not. So we do some more side quests, including one with Minervamon, my beloved, and one with the dumbest shit since Jesse shot his cockpit out of a bullet in Xenogears, where Totina jumps into a laser.
Oh, that bit is awesome. My only issue is, again, like, because like the whole thing's like, oh, it's this Digimon who is made as a weapon system and doesn't want to be a weapon anymore, and you manage to talk him down. It's like, no, dude, I'm not here to do that. And then fucking Kyoko comes in and mentions that you're a detective, and he's like, a detective? You're with the fucking cops? And fights and dies because of it. And it's just like, wow, once again, the cop connections to this group fuck them over.
Yes.
And they will learn nothing about it.
Absolutely. But she does get to jump into a laser, which is the stupidest
really
shit.
Sick.
I love it.
It's sick as fuck.
And so after the side quest, Kamishiro puts out a public statement. In the statement, Rie says that it has come to light that Kamishiro's acquisition of Nile Corp was illegal, and because of this, everyone involved in it, including the previous CEO, has been fired, and Rie will be CEO from now on.
A normal thing!
Basically, she came out and admitted that the stuff that they were sweeping under the rug happened, but they gave a scapegoat of former CEO. So now he can be arrested for all that stuff, and Kamishiro can still be big evil bad guys. And now Kyoko and Matayoshi have basically nothing on them. We get a personal request from Nokia where she asks us to help us recruit hackers to her team. And at the end of it, Yuko tells her that she sucks and shouldn't get involved, but Nokia doesn't care. She's going to make Eden a nice place for Digimon and hackers alike. And when she leaves, Yugo asks Totina to watch over Nokia. So some mixed signals there. We also get a quest from Arata, who wants us to go investigate Suedo because Arata ran into him recently, and Suedo continued to be a weirdo creep, but he told Arata that he's found evidence that someone or something is controlling the digital waves and digital shifts and shit, and he's not sure how, but they're doing it. So Arata asks Totina to come with them to snoop around on Suedo, but as they're passing one of the Eden terminals in Shinjuku, Totina notices a digital wave coming from it, so she jumps into it, which lets her out clear across Tokyo in Asakusa. I kept wanting to say Akusasa, but that is the Mora in the wrong place. Asakusa. So Arata heads over to meet with her and asks what the hell was that with the connect jump thing, because Totina forgot to ever tell him. Everyone else knows, even Matayoshi knows at this point, but she forgot to tell Arata, nominally one of her two best friends.
Nominally.
Nominally.
The key word there.
But after she tells him, he does apologize for leaving her behind and letting her get got. And he says he's going to figure out what Eden syndrome is so that he can get Totina's body back. But then a digital shift labyrinth opens up, turning Asakusa into a half cyber dungeon, which we clear out, no biggie. But when we get to the Eater at the end, we watch it consume a human and then digivolve into a humanoid made out of Eater tentacles. And it's gross and cool.
I really like it.
It's just like Mass Effect 2.
It is. We kick the human eater's butt, which returns Asakusa to normal. Arata is like, well, that humanoid eater was weird, but other than that, we kind of didn't learn anything about eaters or Eden syndrome or anything, so I guess today was a bust. But then, aha! Suedo shows up. He says it wasn't a bust because of blah, blah, blah. And then he doesn't shut up and let us ask any questions, but also doesn't really say much before he disappears again. It's weird that he's shown up in every digital labyrinth, and he shows up right after this one. Arata swears to figure out what's up with that. We all know what's up with that, but Arata's stupid, so we go home. The reveal in next chapter of who's behind the digital waves is not a reveal, but Arata's dumb. So we have a few more side quests, including a really, really good one about a company that's been stealing girls' likenesses to make living dolls out of them.
Oh my fucking god, that side quest!
Then they sell those living dolls to horny boys on the stipulation that they have to live in their room forever. And people are saying yes to this. So they trick the boys into logging into Eden to think that they're in their room just chilling, but they're actually in Eden, and they've harvested their body for something. And the side quest ends with us talking to somebody and like convincing him that he's in Eden, he's not at home, and he's like, well, let me see if I can log out. Wait, I have a log out button, but when I press it, it says body not available or some shit. And then it ends. That's the end of the quest. These people's bodies have been harvested, and we don't know why. And I don't think it comes back up. It's just cool.
Yeah, I mean, my brain was just being like, oh, so their organs are definitely on the black market now.
Absolutely. At the end of all these side quests, Arata calls Totina and Yuko to the agency. He has a very dumb plan, and he convinces our heroines to go along with it. He wants to break into the deepest, most restricted part of the most protected server at Kamishiro, the Avalon server. He needs Yuko to get Rie's password, and needs Totina to break into the secret room on the Avalon server so she can open a back door and let him in. So then they can steal all of Kamishiro's stuff and get evidence and all of that stuff. Yuko agrees to do it if Totina and Arata promise to also grab anything they can see about her dad from the server. To make a long story short, this doesn't go well. They successfully make it to the Avalon server, and Yuko even successfully gets Rie's password for them. But right as they access the secret room, which turns out to be Rie's personal hideaway, it's like decked out like it's a bedroom basically, they find Kamishiro's files hidden away in a file that's called Rie's super secret heart-wrenching diary. But right as they get it, the server goes into lockdown. Eaters have swarmed the lobby of Kamishiro, and they're eatering people left and right. Rie is behind it, And she's between the lines is telling Yuko like, oh, I did this and I'm going to like keep doing this if you don't leave me alone. And Yuko is like, blah, blah, blah. It's my dad's company. You can't ruin things. And Rie's like, well, maybe if you don't stay out of my business, maybe I'll just forget to pay the bills for the hospital where your brother is so that the power goes out and then he dies in a coma. So leave me alone. And Yuko gets mad and storms off. Rie calls out to Suedo, who was there the whole time apparently, and she thanks him for his research on the Eaters and that today's test went off without a hitch, but they should leave before they get Eatered too. And as they're walking off, Suedo looks at the camera and winks. We pull back and see that Totina and Arata were watching this happen on a monitor, and Suedo definitely caught on that they were watching, but he didn't alert Rie that they were watching at all. So what's his deal? Who can say? So we log out and go back to the agency, where Arata breaks the encryption on Rie's diary. It talks about how Kamishiro is working on the Paradise Lost plan, and that the architect of this plan is Akemi Suedo. It doesn't say what the plan necessarily is, but it does say that the digital shifts are a side effect of it and not actually the main goal. It doesn't say anything about Yuko's father, though, but it does talk about the first Eden syndrome patient who developed Eden syndrome in the beta 8 years ago, and Kamishiro has been hiding it ever since. When you launch the beta of a project and someone goes into a coma, don't launch that project. it's not working. You should do something else. It's a pretty fatal bug.
I feel like every company that
fatal,
currently exists would
That's
disagree
true.
with you.
So we have a few more quests, including one where one of the members of Nokia's hacker group, now going by the Rebels, is worried about her, so we help him help her out. And at the end of the quest, Nokia has to fight a hacker who's trying to stop the Rebels from doing anything because he's a meanie pants. And he pulls out a boss fight with the first mega level Digimon that we've seen this game, besides Yugo's Machine Germon in the opening. So Agumon and Gabumon try, but they can't do shit. They can't make a dent in them. But Nokia, of course, believes in them, and they want to protect her, so they digivolve to War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, and they kick the leader's butt back.
I want to say really quick, now you might be like, I say you, I'm speaking specifically to Bernard, wow, she just got to jump from a rookie up to a mega with none of the in-between steps? That sounds like bullshit. And sure, you're not wrong, but it does happen in the anime sometimes. It's back with these two Digimon specifically have been shown to be able to jump from rookie to mega.
Mm-hmm.
I did think, wow, they made a lot of progress there.
Yeah. Bernard didn't mention what he's been doing this week, but he has been dabbling in watching the Digimon anime. And so I don't want to say that this was obvious that this was going to happen, and the thing that happens later was obvious that this was going to happen, because it hasn't happened to him for the first time yet. But it was obvious from the moment that an Agumon and a Gabumon showed up at the very beginning of the game. After they beat the hacker, Yu-Gi-Oh shows up again, and I don't remember what he says, but I'm going to pretend
you just call
like
him Yu-Gi-Oh?
Did I?
Yu-Gi-Oh shows up?
Yeah, Yami Yugi shows up, and I don't remember what Yugo says, but I'll pretend like this is where he tells Nokia to stay out of his big plan for Chapter 10, because Chapter 10 is told non-linearly, and putting it back together is both not fun and not important. So he says, "Go, stay away, leave me alone." So Chapter 10, Paradise Lost, starts. Surely this is fine. And Hugo is having a big, rousing speech announcing a plan that he's going to take back Under Zero, an area that was part of the Eden beta that was shuttered and is off limits now, which is what I thought Kowloon was, but whatever. He wants to unite all of the hacker teams and make a big attack on the server that houses Under Zero, but that server's been turned into a data storage facility by Kamishiro, and it's called the Valhalla server. Everyone of the Zaxxons and rogue hackers are roused by his impassioned speech, and they are like, hell yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to get back our paradise. But then we see on the Avalon server that Rie and Suedo have been watching this whole time, and they're like, this is all going according to plan. Now we just need her to play her part. Suedo says that he'll even disable some of the security to give them a false sense of accomplishment during their attack. Meanwhile, somewhere, Nokia decides that the rebels are also going to break into Underzero just to do it before Zaxxon can, just to kind of like rub their nose in it, because that's who Nokia is as a person, and that's great. So Nokia turns to her hacker friend, Arata, and is like, hey, Arata, can you help me? Could really use someone who's as good of a hacker as you. And he says, no. It actually says something closer to fuck you.
I, we're gonna get into this more, but moms, I truly despise this kid. I cannot remember the last time I played a game and hated a main character this much.
I mean, he is an asshole about it, but if my friend came up to me and said, hey, do you want to help me do crimes against an incredibly powerful entity
I would say
for
yes.
no particular reason to accomplish no particular goal, I probably wouldn't leap at the opportunity.
Yeah.
I would be nicer about it, though.
And you would not do the thing. Arata says no, but then says, I'm going to do it myself anyways. And he gets his old hacker team, the Judes, back together so that they can break into Underzero first.
Because she can't, because she's a girl. But he can, because he's a boy.
So back in the day, the Judes tried to break into Underzero, and they didn't quite succeed, and everyone got disheartened after, and basically the band broke up because of it. But now that somebody else is trying to do it again, they want to go and stop it. We head to the Valhalla server and do a really long dungeon. And there's a lot of like NPCs in the dungeon, which usually only happens in Kowloon. But here it's all the hackers that have showed up that have gotten lost and don't know how to get to where Hugo is to keep breaking in. There's just hackers walking around, and it's great. So when they do finally make it in, there's only a couple who are strong enough to get this far, and they're working trying to break through this big floating orb thing, which is probably important. It's then that Arata shows up. And Yugo and Faye recognize him. They're like, oh shit, it's Arata from the Judes. And Arata's like, oh, it's not just Arata from the Judes. I brought all of my friends, and I brought them here to stop you. And then at that point, in comes Nokia, who has brought all of her friends to stop them. And so now there's a three-way hacker fight going on as they're trying to break into Underzero. All the teams spread out, and they break off, and they do some fights. Most of them are little Easter eggs. Like you'll have like a Leomon fighting an Ogremon, which is just a classic, like they're bros, but they hate each other, but they're gay for each other sort of pairing. And it's a lot of cool little details like that. But then while they're all busy, Hugo talks to Nokia and Arata, or like, well, I guess it's time for me to pair up against you and kick your butt. So we try and kick his butt back.
Was this fight as hard for you two as it was for me?
I can guarantee it wasn't as hard for me because I have Switch Sleep Mode Advantage and I have so many megas.
My whole team is megas, and it didn't matter because so the thing about my initial team I was going for that I was so happy with, I'm having to, at this point, start diversifying, and I'm working towards getting some other megas who are hot ladies, because the 3 hot ladies I chose to start with, one has no attribute, and other 2 are data, which means whenever I'm fighting a virus, which is a lot of the bosses, 2 of the 3 of my party do no damage, basically.
It was very hard for me, but I'm playing a challenge mode, so of course it was hard for me. Having only one person really sucks when they can do big old fuck you moves that deal like hundreds of damage, because I can't come back. I don't get to JRPG spiral. Once I die, it's game over. So it was hard. But when I beat it, I did get very lucky that Machine Dramon just was targeting Arata's Digimon most turns, so I wasn't getting my asses kicked as hard as I could have, but it was difficult. After the fight, Yugo is like, oh, well, Arata, you still got it. I thought you would be old and washed up, but seems like you're doing pretty good. Let's go check on Nokia and see how she's doing against Faye. So they're yelling at each other, and Nokia's like, Digimon are not just programs, they're people too. And Faye's like, it don't matter. We ain't interested. I only care about one thing, and that's Yugo. just her.
Just my girlfriend. And she's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
And
Nokia.
also, it's just these are the two girls, so they have to hate each other and be rivals and fight.
Yeah, except one of my Mim moms is from the last time that they squared off. That Faye says that she likes frumpy things. Like, it's okay that you're a frumpy little haglet, as to quote her words, but I like frumpy things, so they're dating now.
We don't make the rules. They're dating
We don't make
now.
the rules. That's true. So Nokia is like, what do you mean her? And Faye's like, it doesn't matter. We're going to get in a fight. So they get in a fight, and they're kicking our butt. We really can't do anything to beat them, even though it's not that hard. But Faye has a heal all move, which makes it super hard. So Nokia's like, oh my god, I can't do anything. And then Nokia gets the best FMV in the game of her.
It's so fucking good.
Have there been any other FMVs?
There have been several. There's
one at the start of this chapter.
That one's not
that
FMV.
That's not FMV, but it was still a different kind of cutscene than the other cutscenes have been so far.
Yeah. But we had an FMV at when we first got to Eden, and Tina was flying around looking at everything, and then there was also one when Totina got eatered. That one was also an FMV.
But this one is cool.
Yeah, this one's really cool. She DNA digivolves Jogress, whatever you want to call it, her Digimon together, and they make Omnimon, one of the coolest motherfuckers ever.
Oh, okay. She doesn't just do that. Before she does that, she gives this incredible speech that is the most... Like, I'm sorry, I like Ami, our protagonist, but Nokia should be wearing the fucking goggles in this game. She gives the most anime protagonist speech about, like, I don't even remember the contents except basically just, like, how, like, love and friendship will win in the end, and aren't you a fucking idiot? And I was just like, I'm in love with this girl.
She's so good. She specifically says, no, this is not over. Not our hot springs ping pong matches, not our all-night karaoke, and not the super love Digimon strategy to the max, because it's about to begin right now. And then she gets her FMV and creates Omnimon, and it's dope.
It's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. So,
although she had no idea this was going to happen.
No, she did not.
She turns around and she is completely surprised that her Digimon are now just one. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. I was kind of just talking out my ass, but like, go kick her butt now, please. So they do. And it goes much easier now that we're Omnimon. And because we get to play as Nokia for these two battles, and it rules. So after the battle, Nokia calls Omnimon Guru Greymon, which is... no notes. That's amazing. That's what Omnimon's name should have been forever, was Garuru Greymon. So, because Nokia defeated Faye, and they defeated Yugo, the Totina and Arata did. Arata's like, okay, so obviously we won, so you should back out, or do you want to keep going? And then Yugo is like, Why do you have to interfere? I just want to save the world that was my father's dream, which is something that we've heard a character say before.
I don't know what you're referring to. I have no memory.
Then Arata is like, wait, what's going on? Why are your mannerisms suddenly all feminine? And they do not change Yugo's animations at all.
Also, normal thing to say.
Very normal thing to say. So then we hear Rie from off screen. I don't remember if she shows up there or not. She doesn't now. So she shows up and is like, all right, you've done a great job, sweetie. You can log out now. Just put your feet up. Your part in this is over. And she's like, your role as Yugo was just to bring everyone here. So now that everyone is here, what comes next in our plan? Oh yeah, we eater everybody. And she unleashes a shitload of eaters, and basically all of the hackers that aren't named characters die.
Yeah.
Or get Eden syndromed.
It should also be specifically mentioned that when she talks about, when she's like, oh, your role as Yugo, she talks about like the device and everything, and it's like, yeah, I've been like the personality you have when you're Yu-Gi-Oh, I made that. Like
Hmm.
that was me fucking with you. And Yuko's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not possible. And it's like, girl, it is though. And I'm like, that's so fucked up. I love
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah. It technically that happens in a little bit after we pull out, and we see when we pull out, we see that Yuko is tied up to some freakish machine. And yeah, Yuko has been Yugo the whole time. Their names are half of a letter different in Japanese, so it shouldn't have been a surprise. But
Also, they look the same.
they look the same. So I love that like Yuko and Yugo looking alike, and Yugo looking like the ghost is important. But they show us all of this because by their hairstyle that Arata also has. And then they show in flashbacks, especially if you're playing as Totina, they show a little girl with red hair, and we're supposed to know if it was Totina or Nokia because they have the exact same color hair. It's like, I don't think appearances should have been such a big like plot point if you're going to give everybody the same exact look, but whatever. After we fight a couple of the eaters, they're still swarming and getting more and more, and then the ghost shows up, but the ghost this time has black hair instead of white hair like Yugo does. And Yugo sees the ghost and is like, oh my god, it's Yugo. And Arata and Nokia are like, I thought you were Yugo because we still haven't caught on to what's going on. And Yugo's like, no, that's my brother. It can't be. And then the ghost boy does something and it makes all the eaters flee. And then that's when we hear, wait, Miss Rie, what are you doing? Stop. And then the thing that Trish said, where Rie is like, oh yeah, I've been filling your brain with your brother's memories just because I'm the villain, and that's some shit that I get to do.
It's my pleasure to be able to fuck with your head.
Yeah. As Yuko gets logged out of Yugo, Totina connect jumps through to like follow them, which is the coolest use of connect jump that she's done besides jumping into a laser. And so she shows up to see what Rie is up to, but Rie just tells her to leave and get out of her hair, and somehow forces Totina to log out of Eden.
There's a brief, like, when she's doing it, there's a brief, like, over image shimmer of it looks like a Digimon, but it's so brief that I didn't see which Digimon it was supposed to be. And so I guess we'll find out later. But that was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't notice it when I was playing, but I have the Let's Play up right now, and I saw who it is, and now I'm remembering the end part of this game. So Ria is like, all right, so shall we begin? I'm going to steal all of your secrets, and straps Yuko back into the machine, and Yuko screams on a black screen. Totina wakes up, and she is in the middle of Shibuya Scramble, like she was before, and Kyoko calls her and is like, it seems that there's been some rapid developments. Hurry back to the agency and don't get hit by a car, because a car is coming because she's in the middle of the road. Kyoko says that she can calculate Yuko's position from Totina's Digivice log. So come back to the agency. We'll all regroup. We'll figure it out and we'll go and we'll save Yuko. But we will do that next week, because that's when the chapter 11 starts, is when we get back to the agency. But for now, let's listen to some music and then talk about our memorable moments.
Nokia is so funny.
She
Yeah.
is so funny. She's so gay. Like,
Yeah.
there's a bit where she meets Yuko for the first time and has this like, oh, hi there. So you're friends with Ami, right? It's like, I mean, I guess you could use that word. It's not what I would use. Cool. Well, then that means you're my friend too, because transitive property. Anyway, hi. I'm like, Nokia
Like
girl, heal.
like for most of the game so far, it's been like, oh, Nokia is gay because they decided instead of making any dialogue changes for the gender, they're just going to make everyone still be player sexual, even though the gender has been swapped, and so Nokia is still into Totina. But Faye is always a girl, and Yuko is always a girl, and Nokia is still very into both of them. So she's just regular gay, or I
And Faye
guess
also just seems to be flat out gay.
yeah.
This game has a lot of gay women, and then there's also Arata who is here.
Yeah, he's just there.
And I wish he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's just like I think there's I think a little bit for me always of a feeling when a game is like, hey, here's this character. They're your main character's best friend or like one of their close friends. And I'm like, citation needed, motherfucker. I haven't decided that yet. And this guy specifically is just such a fucking douche.
Yeah.
I just every interaction with him, I'm like, man, why you gotta be like this though? Could you please stop being an asshole?
Yeah.
They have
I
a
hate
whole
him so
quest
much.
which I should love, where there's a side quest where it's like, oh, you gotta do a bunch of fucking like he wants to get this comic book because it turns out he's a big nerd, and he's gonna do there's this whole side quest where he's like, oh, I really want to get this rare comic book, which god, the way that's localized, it just feels so much like person who's never read a comic in their life trying to rank
Yeah.
comic nerds.
Yeah.
But like I can't invest in it because I just like I don't like Arata. I don't want him to get the rare comic book.
No, not at all. So even when I played it the first time, I really didn't like Arata. Had nothing about him that I think was very good. So then when I buy Hacker's Memory when it comes out, and I see that the main character is in an outfit like this, I'm scared that we're going to be playing as the Judes, and I have to deal with Arata all game. But he does not make an appearance in Hacker's Memory, thank God. So we don't have to deal with him. But the main character is basically wearing Arata's outfit, and I was very scared. It's just color swapped
Arata
from
jump
what Arata
scare.
wears. Yeah. So I love how much this game can't decide if people go to Eden or if they just log in on their computer. And the way that
so
Ryota
funny.
is like, this account is falling apart. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's so stupid. I love it so
really
much.
I mean, I feel like it's in most cases it's fairly straightforward that, you know, your brain is sort of communicating directly with Eden, and if your account gets fucked up, then you get Eden syndrome. But
Yeah.
Ryota didn't get Eden syndrome.
No. He didn't. He just got his ass kicked. And then
So
if
I
you
don't know.
investigate his body on the floor, it says he's not responsive, but he has a smile on his face.
I remember, and I was like, "What is it? Game? Hey, game? What the fuck
what are you
does
doing?
that mean?" The game says nothing back because it is an inanimate object that can't respond to my queries. But yeah, unsurprisingly, the two Digimon I've now... So I have finally gotten the Platinum... is it Platinum Numamon is the name of the fucking... Yeah, I finally got that bitch Digivolved up, so I have the EXP bonus. And I am training up to actually have something that I can swap her in for a well-rounded party. I'm training up a Anguamon and Lady
Devimon?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can Lady I want the goals.
Mastamon?
I don't want a DNA Digivolve actually. I think I want to do their individual megas and not their like
Okay.
I might want to on the side do another one that does the DNA Digivolution if I really want to be that much of a freak, or maybe I'll do that next game. But like I just want the two girls. I don't want them to fuse into a single girl.
Yeah, I see that. Mastamon just has one of my favorite Digimon designs. So
Now I'm just thinking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
yeah.
That'll be funny for people who have played Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, it will be. It was very good.
But that doesn't include me.
Oh man, it's so good.
I
Yeah,
know I need to play any Xenoblade game. I'm very aware.
Um, I don't like how Kowloon has all these trivial random encounters, and I found that I was saying in host chat that high security doesn't seem to do anything. Once high security gets to level 3,
yeah.
it seems to be pretty good. But like, one, I don't know how that works. I don't know what exactly I did to get it to level 3, and two, it took me a long time to get it to level 3.
Yeah, if you go into the human, like the user logo shaped icon in the start menu, I forget what it's called. I think it's called player actually. If you tab over, there's one that has your skills, and if you hover over it, it tells you how to unlock the skill on there. So it'll tell you what your next one is. And so I don't know what it is offhand to get high security up, but it is something you can target if you need to. So it's like, oh, I suddenly don't have function call to just grind by pressing the square button over and over again. Like, what did I lose? And then you can log in and see what happens and go from there.
Oh, also, I have fun news.
Mm-hmm.
I now have a least favorite Digimon.
Oh,
yeah?
what's your least favorite Digimon?
Nanimon.
Yeah,
Oh, fair.
Fuck that guy.
Digimon is so bad. I hate him.
You know the trope, cliche, stereotype of the man whose profile picture is him in a car with the sunglasses on, and he's saying something stupid on social media. Nanimon is that guy's head
Uh-huh.
with nude arms and legs coming out. Like
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
So true.
I was going to say, Nanimon is one of those people who first discover Unreal Engine and make a realistic, real-life Pac-Man. That's what this is.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
I need to tell you, in the English dub of the original Digimon Adventure, I'm fairly sure they give Nanimon like a fucking like Mr. T voice.
Yeah. And he normally digivolves into Bomber Nanimon, where his body is now a bomb and everything else is the same. But because was on Jetix, which was owned by Disney when that showed up, they changed him into a fucking orange for no reason. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, a bomb is too much," so he's an orange now, and
Nice.
it makes it worse. I would rather let my kids see a bomb than see Orange Nanimon.
This game's really fun.
Yeah.
When I say that it's really fun, except when it's really not. I really enjoyed this section, but also I played through basically everything we talked about today yesterday in one, because again, my parents were over for a week and I didn't have any time to myself basically, which included to play video games. So I had to blast through the section, and you were like, "Hey, chapter 10 at least is short," and like I guess time-wise that is true, but the feeling of these repetitive dungeons where these little circle mazes, and it's like, oh, which you gotta copy the colors, go copy the color and then put it in the right thing, and then there's one of them where up to this point I see, as I come into the maze, I see two in the top corners. I'm like, okay, all the previous rooms have had two things to copy at most. So this is going to have two. There's 4 slots here. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just grab one. I go to the purple, and I grab the purple. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll go to the center now and be like, all right, what do I need these for? And I start doing the animation you have to do for each individual clue of, not even clue, the bit that tells you what goes into which one. And I start going through, I'm like, wait, what do you mean blue and green? Oh my god, there's 4 of these fucking things here. And then, because of that, I go from one to the second to the third, and it's like, okay, blue's here, green is here, yellow's here. Well, I have purple right now. Clearly purple goes to the top left one. Nope. So I put that in there, and I don't even look at it. I'm like, I don't want to waste the time. I don't want to waste the time doing the unlock the code thing. So I'll just put the purple here. I'll get all the others, and it doesn't open the way. I'm like, what happened? And I do it, and I'm like, what do you mean it's just green again? Luckily, I had green was the last one I did, so it was an easy fix. But I was really annoyed. Speaking of annoyed, I will also say, as much as I enjoyed this game, the other thing that made this whole section so tedious is every time it's like, and now you do some side quests. Because there are some side quests that just show up on your board as things you can do. But there's other ones that you have to go talk to people out the game with an exclamation mark over their heads that puts the quest in your thing to go do. But what's really frustrating about that is you'll go through, like, all of the steps to get to the map where that person is, and you'll talk to them, and then it'll be like, oh, cool, this has now been added to the board, so you can go do it. And then you have to go haul your ass all the way back to the detective's office so you can get to the board, so you can take the quest, and now you get to do the quest. And I'm like, why? Why do I have to go through all these steps?
Can't you just text Kyoko to say, hey, I'm taking a case?
Right?
No, apparently not.
Oh, also, speaking of texting Kyoko, Totina says a lot of words this week, and it freaked me out.
Listen, I really love Kyoko. I really love Totina. I love Ami. She's a really fun character. There is a really funny bit, though, that I had to screen cap, because, again, she talked a lot this week, but there is a bit where Nokia's talking to her and being Nokia had several really funny moments this week where she's very, like, meta fourth wall-y in a way no other character is. And there's a bit where she's, like, reacting to the fact that Yuko, and she's like, yeah, the funny thing about you is you've got some pretty well-developed relationships considering how poorly developed your character is.
Yeah.
And I had to screen talk, and I was like, that is such a that's like, babe, you're my girlfriend. You can't just say that to me. Fuck you. It's so rude. You don't have to nag me. We're already together.
Right.
Is this shirt that you have her wearing two skeletons fist bumping?
Yes.
I like to think of it as two skeletons holding up her boobs, but sure.
No, they're literally giving bones. That's the joke, is that it's skeletons giving bones. They're fist bumping.
Is fist bumping called giving bones?
Yeah?
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either.
Weird. Yeah.
So I alluded to it last week because I loved it so much and I don't want to spoil it, but neither of y'all have mentioned it, so I guess it wasn't as funny to y'all. But there's a side quest where it's one of those stupid side quests that doesn't matter. You have to go review all of the restaurants in Nakano.
Yes,
and I'm like, why is this a job for a cyber sleuth?
No idea.
But what's great is that Nokia orders eggs at every single location.
Yeah.
And it's just this really weird joke that it's just sort of there. It doesn't really have any payoff, but it's funny.
It's so good. I love that joke. Again, Nokia is such a fun character because you look at her and you're like, oh, she's like kind of like, she's not like really a Gyaru, but like she's like the hot, fashionable, pretty girl sort of thing. Like she's that archetype. But like she's got so many layers to her. And by layers, I just mean weird aspects of her personality that are not what you would expect. And she's just kind of a complete oddball in the best way. I would watch an entire anime about just her.
Yeah, I think I got sort of the impression that she would be sort of like Yukari Persona 3, but not at all.
No.
She's fucking weird. She's more like Hacker Girl in Persona 5.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say she's more like Chie Persona 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's weirder than all of them, though.
She's pretty weird.
It's true. So I was looking it up to see if other people have called fist bumps bones, and the AI summary says yes, but I'm not finding it anywhere else. So it might be a hyper local thing back in where I'm from in like Southeast Texas, where it comes from. But that would then mean that the people in Tokyo, or Japan at least, wherever their headquarters are definitely not from Southeast Texas, and so that's not the joke. But it makes it better for me because of calling fist bumps bones. But yeah, I don't know where it would be. That's odd. This is like when I moved to Wisconsin and I found out that Taco Cabana is a Texas only store, because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's just another place to go get tacos, but there's not one within like half of the country from me, and it's weird. And this is feeling the same thing where I'm like, oh, I was in a world basically only big enough for me, and I didn't realize it. So that will do it for the week. If you like what you heard today, you can head on over to www.rpgbook.club, where any and all donations will help us offset the cost of running the show. If you decide to donate $1 or more a month, you'll become one of our gadabouts and also get access to our bonus feed, filled with after shows for every episode, as well as bonus seasons of the show, such as Tales of Podcastia and the Escape Pod. If you up your donation to $5 or more each month, you can become one of our warriors and get your name read at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shouts to Dragon Slayer 19, Freddy Rodriguez, and JFro Prime. And then if you really, really love us and you want to be a luminary, you can donate $20 or more a month and get a short one-sentence shout-out or advert read at the end of each episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to El Tantavi, who tells you to check out Aftermath.site, a worker-owned, reader-supported news site covering video games, the internet, and the cultures that surround them. Shouts to Kildronis, who says to check out Podcasters Assemble. It's a documentary-style, crowdsourced movie hype and rewatch podcast. Every season, podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. And then shouts to Vimke, who says, "Save the drama, you baby," said her swordmaster. "I know of your desires." And then shouts to It's Clear Time, who says, "For you TTRPG nerds, check out Fabula Ultima. I'm not affiliated with the game, I just think it's neat." For RPG Book Club, I've been Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I am Trish.
Toodaloo, folks.
Bye-bye.